Chapter 1 Awakening. The sun's light blares into my eye. I groan as a new day has arrived. I don't understand. I thought I was dead. I vividly remember taking a bunch of pills and shouting at my parents to leave me alone. I was in so much despair and wanted everything to end. But instead, here I am. I realize this isn't my room. In fact, this doesn't even look like I'm in my house. Or my city. I get up and notice I'm in a grassy field. Perhaps this is the afterlife? If this is heaven, then this is very different than I expected it to look like. No kingdom hidden in the clouds, no pearly gates, no angels, no god that looks like Morgan Freeman. This looks like something I would see in a fantasy anime. From the distance, I see a town. I make my way closer, seeking answers. Not only do I want to know where I am, but also, what is my purpose now that I'm dead? The town reminds me of a small village in Germany, with its distinct architecture and civilian attire. Women wore dirndls, and the men wore old-fashioned shirts, leather vests, and neutral-colored trousers. Windmills strike my eye, along with a large cathedral. And that's strange. I'm not Christian. So it feels odd for something like that to show up in my version of the afterlife. However, I shrug it off, thinking that this is what heaven is supposed to look like. I try to ask someone where I am, but I get strange looks and feel out of place. It seems like I've traveled to a different time period. Eventually, I catch someone's attention. It was an androgynous figure with black hair, with blue ombre tied into braids. "Excuse me?" I cry. The person turns to look at me. "Where am I?"
Welcome to Mondstadt.
A young male voice says.
You must be our new visitor from afar. My name is Venti. It's not every day we receive travelers from a humble town.
I look at him in confusion. Town? So this isn't heaven? He looks equally perplexed.
Heaven?
And this boy is strange. He looks old enough to understand the concepts of life and death. Is he really that sheltered? You know, like where you go after you die. The big bright place up in the clouds.
Oh, you mean Celestia? No, I'm afraid not, traveler. You're very much alive.
He seems intrigued by my appearance as he studies what I'm wearing. A Queens of the Stone Age t-shirt, denim capris, and crimson velvet Vans.
Though I must say, you don't even look like you're from this planet. Where are you from?
Planet? Was I somehow revived and sent to space? Earth. I'm from Sunnydale, California.
That explains it.
He smiles, as if he now understands what I'm talking about.
I read many things about that place. I always wanted to visit there. But I'm afraid because of my divine status, I'm required to stay in Tibet.
Wait, what? Divine status? You don't look like a god.
Well, I may not seem like one, as I work freely with mortals. But I am the Anima Archon, to be exact.
Wait, I've heard that term before. It sounded like something I played in a video game. Disjointed memories flood my mind. A girl in a white dress with a cute haircut, and some sort of fairy accompanying her, fighting different creatures. Oh, I know where I am! Holy shit! I put my hands over my mouth, and my eye widens. I'm in Genshin Impact!
No, this is Tibet.
He looks at me like I'm a crazy woman. I shake my head. You don't understand. I take his hands into mine. There's a video game back on Earth called Genshin Impact. It has a world called Tevat, and mentions stuff about Animo and other jargon you mentioned. He takes a step back, feeling uneasy.
I think you need to see a doctor. Nothing you're saying is making any sense.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Such technology doesn't exist here. Okay, let me break it down for you. I take a deep breath and clasp my hands together, working to explain it as clearly as I can. On Earth, we have machines that display interactive stories, allowing people to engage with them and do all sorts of things. He nods slowly, piecing the information together.
So it's kind of like a storybook?
Exactly! Except people get to manipulate the story as they please.
But why would they want to do that?
I pause, searching for the right words. Well, not manipulate it in the sense of playing God, but rather tailor the story so it fits into their ideal narrative.
Oh, I see. So, it's a bit like playing pretend, but with magic that lets you see it happen before your eyes?
I shrug. Pretty much.
Interesting. Earth is more fascinating than I thought.
In a way, yes. But your world seems more interesting than mine.
Is that so?
I mean, we don't have magic in my worlds. That stuff isn't considered make-believe. And the concept of gods, well, it's complicated.
So, gods exist in your world?
Well... I try to collect my thoughts. It depends. Gods aren't like you, where they blend in with mortals. They're more like ideas that people have. Some people believe in a god, and others don't.
Why would they not believe in a god?
This is gonna be a long discussion. Why don't I explain over breakfast? We spent the whole morning discussing different religions, though just the basics, as I knew the more complicated I made things, the more I would confuse the poor boy.
Well, that's a lot to take in.
Venti says as he sips his latte.
I could see why you wanted to discuss this over breakfast.
Yeah. I wipe the residue of jam off my face with a napkin. And I have a lot to understand about your world, too.
So, Kayla, if you're not a god, what brought you to Tibet?
I know he has no malicious intentions, but I feel uneasy having that conversation. I, died, but I'd rather not talk about it right now. His expression softens, as he realized he crossed the line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
No, it's okay. I just want to focus on my new life, and not ruminate on who I was.
Understood.
He shifts in his seat before quickly changing the subject.
So what do you want to do now that you entered the Gainix world?
Genshin. And I'd like to get some new clothes. I definitely look like I don't belong in Teyvat.
Good idea. I'll take you to one of the finest monster boutiques.
He gets up from his seat, and I follow him around town. We enter a little hole-in-the-wall store. As Venti opens the door, a bell chimes. The shopkeeper, who is an elderly woman, pops up from under her desk.
Oh, hello, Venti, and...
She drops a spool of thread and stares at me in awe.
You're the chosen one.
I blink and smile awkwardly. What? Her eyes widen, her hands trembling slightly as she approaches me.
Barbatos, it cannot be mere coincidence. The prophecy spoke of the celestial Archon one day returning to Teyvat.
Venti and I exchange confused glances.
Archon?
He repeats and looks at the shopkeeper, shaking his head.
You must be mistaken, Myrtle. Kayla's from Earth.
Myrtle chuckles at the boy's ignorance.
Oh, Venti, you probably don't remember, but the person standing next to you is the celestial Archon.
So, not only am I living in one of my favorite games, but I'm also a goddess? Venti! I gasp, fanning myself. I think I'm gonna faint. I stumble over, and he barely catches me. Surprisingly, I'm still conscious.
I know it's a lot to take in.
Myrtle begins.
But read this.
Under her desk is a long piece of parchment that goes into great detail about the prophecy. I skim over it as I can only process so much at once. From what I understand, the universe is about to collapse because of this great evil. And I'm supposed to stop it. Somehow? I didn't read that far. I hand the scripture back to her. But I don't understand. I know nothing about combat or magic. Venti steps forward, placing a calming hand on my shoulder.
Combat and magic skills can be learned, Kayla. Many have risen to greatness without prior experience. What matters most is courage, determination, and a willingness to grow.
We Monstadians are known for our resilience and adaptability.
Myrtle adds.
Together we can help you master the arts of warfare and harness the elemental energies that flow through Teyvat.
Her tone shifts from encouraging to urgent.
Time is of the essence, however. Chaos grows stronger by the day, and its malevolent influence spreads like a stain across the land. We cannot afford to waste a single moment in preparing you for the trials ahead.
I decide not to ask any more questions about this matter as my eyes start to swirl. She notices my expression and gives me a reassuring smile.
Perhaps we can discuss this at a later time. For now, allow me to assist you in selecting an outfit befitting a heroine of your stature. We must ensure that you present yourself confidently and command respect wherever you go.
She leads me deeper into the boutique. Despite the small exterior, the rack of clothes feels like they went on for miles. The styles varied from finely crafted armor to elegant robes.
These garments are imbued with protective enchantments and designed to enhance your natural abilities. Choose wisely, for they will become your trusted companions in the battles to come.
The first thing that catches my eye is an off-the-shoulder ruffled top with a distinctly Western aesthetic. Its soft, flowing fabric and intricate details make it stand out immediately. I pause for a moment, admiring it, before moving to the racks to find something to pair it with. After a bit of rummaging, my fingers graze the perfect match, a brown leather underbust corset. The rich, earthy tones complement the top beautifully, and I can already imagine how they'll look together. As I continue through the store, Venti and Myrtle follow closely. I make my way to the second half of the floor, where my eyes land on a unique pair of hot pants. They come with an asymmetrical belt that cascades down the back and wraps around in the front, almost resembling a skirt. I carefully pull the pieces from the rack and hold them up for a better look. A satisfied smile creeps across my face. I'd like to try these on.
All right.
The elderly woman motions for me to follow her.
The dressing room is this way.
I put the outfit on and step outside to show Myrtle and Venti. How do I look? The bard looks at me in admiration.
Absolutely stunning.
Myrtle comes rushing towards me, helping zip up my bodies.
The colors complement your complexion beautifully, and the design accentuates your figure. You look every bit the part of a noble heroine.
I smile and continue to look in the mirror, making various action poses. She clears her throat, drawing my attention back to her.
Now, let's discuss the matter of your weapon.
She leads us to another room located upstairs. My breath catches as I take in the array of weapons displayed around me. Swords, spears, bows, and more. Each one seemingly more fantastical than the last. I've never seen anything like this in my life. The swords gleam under the warm light, their hilts adorned with intricate carvings, some with gemstones embedded in the pommel that seem to glow faintly. Each one is a masterpiece, sharp and dangerous yet beautiful in its own way. Then, my eye drifts to something entirely unexpected. Staffs and wands. They're crafted from materials I can't name. Some of them wood, others shimmering like they were made from pure elemental energy. The wands are slender, their handles twisted with vines or encased in delicate filigree, while the staffs are taller, topped with crystals that pulse faintly, as if charged with dormant power. I can almost feel the energy radiating from them. I place my hand against the cool glass encasing it. I want this one.
Ah, the Obsidian Aegis. A woman of tradition, I see.
Myrtle says warmly, unlocking the case and carefully handing the staff to me.
This weapon belonged to you a millennium ago. A truly magnificent piece, isn't it?
I examine it closely, feeling a strange familiarity as I grip the staff. But if I'm an Archon, what's my old weapon doing here? She smiles, a hint of reverence in her expression.
This room isn't for weapons that are for sale. It's a collection of weapons once wielded by fallen heroes. My family has curated these artifacts for generations.
She pauses to admire a longsword with ornate engravings, before gesturing for us to follow her.
Now come along. We must find you shoes.
Venti and I trail behind her as she leads us up another flight of stairs. This time, the room is smaller, dedicated entirely to footwear. Unlike the rest of the store, which feels overwhelming with its abundance of choices, the selection here is limited but refined. I scan the rows, impressed despite the modest offerings, and quickly settle on a pair of brown, knee-high leather boots, adorned with buckles running down the shaft.
Ooh, nice!
Venti compliments. I try them on and walk around the store.
How did they feel?
Comfy, I reply with a smile. I look over at the shopkeeper. Okay, I think I got what I need. But then reality sets in. But, I don't have any money. Venti blushes in embarrassment as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just realized you hadn't acquired any more yet. And that breakfast was kinda expensive.
Fear not, Celestial One.
Myrtle reassures as she rests her hand on my shoulder.
You need not worry about such trivial matters as currency. Consider everything in this shop yours. A gift from the people of Mondstadt to aid you in your noble cause.
I feel overwhelmed with joy and relief. Really? Thanks. I appreciate it.
I really owe you one, Myrtle.
Venti adds with a bow.
You're very welcome.
Myrtle replies. The door chimes again, indicating a customer is downstairs. She gives us a warm smile.
It was very nice meeting you.
I nod. Nice meeting you too. The three of us make it back to the first floor. Before Venti and I leave, Myrtle calls.
Wait!
She hands me the parchment with a prophecy on it.
Take this. It has everything you need to know about your destiny.
I take the fabric from her hands. Thanks.
Good luck out there.
She waves. As we step out of the store, a rush of excitement surges through me. Wow, that was so nice of her, I say, glancing at the staff in my hand.
Myrtle's a sweetheart, isn't she? I like to call her my granny.
A smile creeps up on my face. I still can't wrap my head around it. Me, an Archon, just like you. He tilts his head, a playful smile on his lips.
Yeah, I honestly thought you were just a traveler from another world.
But then, how did the shopkeeper know who I was? He shrugs nonchalantly.
Well, I knew the Celestial Archon fled to another planet, but I didn't know where. It's not the first time Teyvat had visitors from other worlds.
That makes sense. After all, the girl in Genshin Impact did come from another world. Before I can process it further, the bard grabs my hand with a grin.
Come on, there's so much of Mondstadt I need to show you.
Shine!